Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to create another Afro House track in FL Studio. In this video I'm going to use the new Keinemusik producer bundle and I'm going to use the samples and presets to create this track. And if you're interested in a free sample pack, there is also a free preview, 100% royalty free. The link will be in the description. So I hope you enjoy this video. So when creating an Afro House track, you want to do this in BPMs around 120 beats per minute. So you press the right mouse button on the BPM right here and then select 120. You could also adjust it by scrolling down and scrolling up, but this is definitely the easiest way. In most of the cases and in my previous tutorials, I started off with the drums. So right now I'm going to start off with the chord progression. So I'm going to use an amazing VST from Arturia, which is called the Piano V3. And we're going to pick a tight piano for creating this chord progression. So I'm going to select piano and I'm going to select... So I think this one is exactly the sound which I'm going for. I'm adding some more reverb because in those tracks I want the piano to sound very wide and very ambient. Okay, so I think that's perfect. So right now we're going to open up the piano roll. So we're going to create this chord progression in C major. So you want to adjust the scale highlighting when drawing in the chord progression. So this makes it so much easier. So you can do this by pressing this button right here, select view, then select scale highlighting, and then we're going to select C, which is our root note, and then we're going to select major Ionian. All right, now we're going to draw in a chord progression within the white highlighted notes. So first we're going to draw in a C, like this. So for example, C, A, I'm going to add this A right here. So this is our first chord, so keeping it very simple, just using a C and an A. And we're going to add this one right here to F. And let's adjust this one. Okay, so we're going to adjust the length of the notes, then just copy this one over. And we're going to pick A, F, and then let's pick C. And then make sure these notes fit the highlighted scale. So let's adjust this one to E, one up, or maybe one down. But in this case, I think E is a better fit. But I don't like this chord progression. So I'm going to adjust this one to G and also adjust this one to G. And then we're making sure we're adjusting this one to G. And then let's play around. Okay, so that sounds very, very nice. So right now I'm going to play around with the velocity and the length of the notes or volume of the individual notes to make it sound as realistic as possible. So this is the final chord progression. So I've accentuated the lower chord notes because I think in this way it sounds more powerful. So that was exactly what I'm looking for. So right now you want to add some low frequencies. You can already do this. I'm going to open up Serum and I'm going to use one of the presets. So just open up Serum, make sure you select it in the channel rack right here. And then we open up the Keinemusik producer bundle. We open up Serum presets and then let's pick maybe for example a Reese. So we're going to select the right mouse button and then select send to selected channel. So right now this one is selected. I'll open it up. As you can see, the preset is already opened up in Serum. So really cool Reese, which is perfect for using it in your Afro House tracks. So I'm going to start off by just drawing in the root notes. So make sure I'm quantizing it like this. Pitch it up 1 octave. Contains just enough low frequencies. Okay, so that sounds perfect. So now we maybe want to add another layer, which could be a very simple plug. So maybe something similar to Move from Adam Port. So open up Serum again, and I'm going to pick another preset. So let's say we use the vanilla preset. Sounds very, very loud. Amazing Pluck. This is one of my favorite presets from the bundle. I'm going to right now just draw in a simple melody. Okay, so that's it. But I want to add some more reverb. So within the preset, we could easily do this by opening up the effects. And then select reverb. And then we could adjust this one. So for example, E. I think E is a great fit. We reuse B again and follow the exact same rhythm. So 3 notes within 2 steps. Okay, so that's it. And right now I want to add a white reverb on top. So I'm going to just link those elements to the mixer. So channel routing, route to selected track. And then all 3 of the channels from the channel rack are linked to the mixer. We open up Pluck. And in this case, I want to remove some of the low frequencies. So so I'm going to use a low cut from the Pro Q3. And I'm going to add a reverb. So I'm going to use the Valhalla Vintage Verb, one of my favorite reverbs. And I'm going to use a preset, chambers, or maybe cathedral, and then select a synth hall. That sounds perfect. So it's a perfect balance between low and high frequencies within this reverb. Just sounds so good. But right now I think the Pluck melody sounds just a little bit too sequenced and too flat. So I'm gonna make some tweaks to this melody. So I'm gonna select 1/4 of a step and I'm going to adjust the length. And I'm going to add some notes right here like this, for example. I'm going to adjust the length of some of the notes individually, so like this. Okay. So I think that already sounds really cool. And I think it also sounds very unique, but a little bit similar to Move. So right now we've created the main elements for the melody. So maybe later on I'm gonna add some more layers. But right now I think it's time to add some loops. So I'm gonna start off by adding some drum loops. So start off with some percussion loops. I'm gonna select pattern 1 and then just paste it into the arrangement. And I'm going to add the drum loops to the arrangement. So I'm going to use this tambourine loop, tambourine. As you can see, it already stretches to the tempo of the project automatically. And let's pick this Afro beat rhythm. And right now we just avoid them because they're way too loud. Especially the tambourine. Okay, so right now I want to add some more high frequencies when it comes to adding some loops. I really like this one, sounds very, very unique, and I think it's a great fit to the elements we've already added. So in most of the cases you don't have to adjust the volume of the shaker loop. Okay, so that's it, that also sounds very, very good. So right now we want to add a kick. So I think picking the first one we just select, so not making it too difficult. Adding it right here. Then create a simple 4x4 rhythm. Ctrl C, Ctrl B, copy it over, very simple. Just the volume. And then on the piano, I'm going to add some side chaining. So I'm going to use the Kickstart 2. And also on the bass line. So very, very quick mixing. Just like the bend. So only ducking below the frequency. We don't want to remove all of the frequencies. So for now it definitely needs some more percussion. So I'm going to drag in some individual percussion loops. So for example, So definitely percussion 37. I really like this percussion. So percussion 19. Very unique percussion, but I'm going to adjust the tail. So I'm just using this part, and I'm adding the next one. Maybe pitch it up one note. And I'm gonna add the next percussion. So this one, this main Afro House tom. So clap 5 in this case. And then copy over this one into this one. Now make sure we're making it just a little bit more unique. Very, very cool and unique rhythm. So right now we want to use maybe another drum loop. And I think I'm going to add another piano drum loop. So if you want to create Afro House tracks and you're looking for some more drum loops, I think drum loops which you can perfectly layer with those types of tracks is using piano loops. Because I feel like Afro House could be very similar when it comes to certain elements of the drums to piano. So drum loops, and then let's say percussion loops. Let's pick this tom loop. Sounds very, very cool. That sounds perfect. So I'm gonna reduce the volume just a little bit of some of the elements, and I think the percussion loop is also very, very loud. So I'm gonna link the elements to the mixer. Make sure they blend very well together. Just adjust the volume, don't have to add EQs or anything. And also the shaker loop, I think relative to the piano, for example, and the Pluck, it contains just too much high frequency. So I'm gonna also adjust the volume. So as you can hear right now, sounds balanced. Okay, so that's it. So I'm gonna mix it later on. So I'm not going to spend too much time on mixing this track right now. I think right now, it's still missing a layer. I don't want to add a new one, so I'm going to add another top layer on the piano. So I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. So I have one C right here. Just the first thing which comes up to my mind. Now we also have to adjust the volume again, so we're going to randomize it, Option R, and again randomize the melody. And then if you think some of the notes are too loud, just for example select them by holding Command, and then select Option and then scroll down. So it's very easy to adjust the volume of the notes individually. So that's it. I really like this one so far. I think combined with the Pluck is just too much, so we're going to separate it into 2 layers. So now I think we have to add another percussive layer, and within the Keinemusik producer bundle I've added some plugs which are perfect to use as, for example, a texture to the drums. So I'm going to open up another layer of Serum. I'm going to make sure again it's selected. And then I'm going to select the Serum presets again. And then I'm going to open up Pluck Atom. This one sounds very, very weird, but I've used this one before. I'm going to use it on the root note of the chord progression. Using it like this, sequence it, select it, Control C, Control B. And this is basically a percussive layer You could also use this one as an ARP, like this. Also very, very similar to a move, but you have to make some adjustments. So we're going to adjust the volume, and then I'm going to use a kickstart 2. And I'm going to use an EQ. Okay, so that's it. So now let's layer it with the piano. So I think that's it. So I've created all the layers, not too much layers because this is a beginner tutorial. And I'm just showing you how to use some percussive elements. I'm showing you how to create the melodies, add a bass line, and add a texture element to the drums. But I think this project definitely needs some more tweaking. So I'm going to tweak it right now. And I'm going to show the final result in a second. So that's it. I've just created a simple arrangement for this track. I've added one more element, just a simple effect, which is the FX8. And I've arranged the track. I'm just playing the chord progression in the beginning. Then I'm adding the top layer on the piano. And then I'm layering just the chords and the vanilla pluck. So it's a simple arrangement, but for a beginner, I think it's easy to learn how to arrange it this way. So if you want to download this free FLP, it's included in the Keinemusik Producer Bundle free preview. So right now, let's have a listen, and I hope you enjoy it. So I've rebalanced the drums. I made sure the kick is a little bit more present. Move the kick right here. Back to the piano again. And this is definitely the foundation for a whole track. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you want to see in the next video. And also make sure to ask any questions about this project or about the Keinemusik Producer Bundle in the comments. And with all this being said, I hope you have a great day. I hope you create some awesome Afro House, and I hope to see you next week.